Well, good afternoon. I think I look a little different today. No makeup, and instead of having my usual little cross around my neck, I have my keys for the campground, and I have my face mask so I can be ready if I need to go out and assist a camper. We are officially open at the campground, and this is Memorial Day weekend. We're doing it very differently this year. No contact. We don't talk to the people. We don't touch the people. It's very hard for us because we're huggers. And so just so you know, I am going to change the time of my daily recordings, my daily videos, probably to 10 o'clock, because we don't allow check-in at the campground until 11, so they can do without me until 11, and then I'm there to help everybody out. So instead of 1:30, we're going to be doing 10 o'clock, at least if there's any campers coming in. So I will let you know. But so I was so far behind that we didn't make it to the makeup, and we didn't make it to anything but my little mask that I'm wearing. And we do have someone, we just had 2 different campers come in, so we're gonna, this is an experiment. We're trying it all brand new. We don't know what it's gonna be like. Enough for that. So today's going to be a little bit scrambled. I usually have, some notes to guide me, which I don't have today because it gets crazy here once camping season starts. I did check on what day it is in the National Day calendar, and one of the things it is Red Cross Founders Day today. Now, you probably heard about the tragedy, I think it's Michigan, where they had the dams broke and the towns are flooded and people had to leave, in the middle of a pandemic and being, hunkered down at home. They had to go find a safe place to be because nothing was safe. It makes you take a big, deep breath and take a moment of gratitude for what we have and a moment of prayer for those who are going through this. So I frankly could care less that my hair's a mess, and I probably look pretty sorry today, but we do think of that, and we know those Red Cross people are going to be in there doing the best they can help. So let's think about them. And I know some people have Red Cross issues, but I think right now we need to help all of our helpers. So I would encourage you to go ahead and make a donation maybe today to the Red Cross. It doesn't matter how much you give, but that you give with your heart. It is also, let's see, oh, doggone it, it's National Memo Day. I'm going, it's Memo Day. And that's a very special day to me because I am the queen of the Post-it. Anybody knows me knows I got my good old Post-its if I use it for reminders for myself, reminders for somebody else. You remember when we first started this and I'd have my big whiteboard up with all my Post-its on it? I love Post-its. They work for me. Well, let's go get to today's topic, which, as I said, this today is my notes. Oops. You'll notice there's nothing there. It's because I got called into the office early and had to get ready. So it's bittersweet as the campground opens up because we have to have our masks on and be isolated, and we don't know what it's going to be like. And we worry about the people that are coming. Are they going to be disappointed that the storyteller's not coming around to tell a story? Thank God for technology. I am going to be doing a Facebook Live story, I think Saturday night at 8. So I'll do that, let our campers know, and that will be what the campground storyteller is going to do right now. We got to do what we got to do. So today we're talking about Gigo, being alive and well on planet Earth and perfectly functioning. Are you old enough to know who or what Gigo is? I am. It's an acronym from when computers first came out. And what you would hear a lot about is people talking about Gigo, which means garbage in, garbage out. And that was the point of people understanding that computers could handle information, but that didn't make them smart. They were technology. They were not, what is the name of that word I can't think of right now? Thinking beings, you know, sentient beings. But the Gigo is also a perfect example of the law of mind action, because garbage in, garbage out works the same in every aspect of our lives. Think about the input that we receive every day. You've got the camp of people who think this is miserable and awful and unfair, and they fight and they gripe, and they're probably pretty hard to be around at home. And then you got the people who are doing their best, thinking positive, and receiving. They're sending out stuff and we're receiving it. So we want to make sure we are sending out not garbage, but good stuff. Let's look at it this way. What if Gigo were to mean good stuff in, good stuff out? Little warning here is if you're taking in a lot of negative input, you're going to be expressing a lot of negative output. And to those who receive what you're sending out, first of all, there will be a magnetic energetic. See, everything is energy. So there will be an energetic reaction. Those who hear that news and agree with you, it's going to make the negative thought bigger and stronger and having more substance. You see? With positive thought, it's the same thing. When you send out positive vibes, and I think that basically by the sheer energy of good energy being, energy of spirit, energy of peace, harmony, love, joy, I think that is far more effective in maybe turning around someone who's coming from a negative space. Whereas if you send out something negative, it's going to attract more negative to it. If you send out more joyful stuff, you're going to send out more joy, and you're going to draw the joy up into the person that you're talking to. You're going to make them feel better. So even if someone comes to you and they are spewing negative, you want to put up your force shield. Remember the screen? Put up your screen so their adversity stays on that side, and so that you can be peaceful, and then just speak words of peace. Talk them through it. And if they just won't listen, that's the time to suddenly get very busy, or to have something that you urgently need to get away for, which is what you need to do if someone is vomiting negativity on you. I mean, can you imagine if someone actually vomited on you? I mean, it'd be like, get that stuff off. Think about that same thing if somebody just vomits negative energy on you. You don't want that, so you want to get away and clean it off as soon as you can. How can you clean off that negativity? Well, by being positive and keeping the positive thoughts. They just did garbage out all over you. You don't want that garbage in. You got to get rid of it. So you get rid of it with good and positive thoughts. And do you know one of the best ways to get that off of you and get it out of your consciousness? Seriously, take a shower or a bath. People find them very relaxing. It's a great way to chill out and literally wash it out of your mind, out of your consciousness, out of your body, out of your energy field. See, we all have energy fields. I'm sure you've heard the term aura. An aura is an energy field that, let's say you're walking down the street and someone's coming toward you. You don't know them. They don't have any particular look on their face or anything that causes you to have any emotion one way or the other about it. But you just feel an energy about them that sets you off. You want to like cross the street. Well, that is their energy field. And it's very negative. Now, just as you will, if you talk to anybody who studies auras, there are times when your aura, which is the energy field that surrounds you, and people that are sensitive to it can actually see the colors. And they can tell what state of mind you're in just by the colors that are radiating from your aura. One example is if your aura is brown or blackish, gray, and murky looking, that would mean you are coming from a bad space. Sometimes I wish I had the ability to see auras. I'm not there yet, but I think if they had a class on it, I just might take it. Nice to know where people are coming from at first glance, even though we don't need it. We don't need it because you can energetically feel it. But you can only feel that when you stay in right consciousness, when you keep your mind up above human judgment. You want to stay out of there because that's where you can be like, for example, you might think you feel good energy from a con man who is, one of the things they do is I'm trying to think of the word schmooze. They schmooze you. They make you feel good about yourself. What you're feeling is physical, mental and emotional energy. You're not feeling their actual vibration. Pay attention to the vibration, okay? All right, back to garbage in, garbage out, because I want to underscore what we're talking about. Let's look at your physical body. If we put garbage in our physical body, our output is going to be garbage. We're not going to have good energy. We're going to be tired. We're going to be sluggish. We're not going to like the way we look. We can, if you eat too much sugar or caffeine, it can give you, it won't give you anxiety, but it will react with your own anxiety to make it worse. You see, we got to pay attention in every way. Let's say you got a brand new car and the gas tank's low. So you say, well, gee, I don't have any money for gas, so I think I'll put some water in the tank. It'll fill the tank. No, it'll ruin the car. See, we got to be careful. We got to be careful what we let into our consciousness as much as what we put into our body, what we put into our car, in the gas tank. We only want gas. Here's a little tip about that, though, too. I know people in the auto industry, and I have been told over and over, unless you've got a high-performance car, don't put the expensive gas in your car. Put the good old regular car, regular gas. I don't know if you've spent, more money than you should have on gas, but unless you got a high-performance car, I've been told you don't need that high-performance gas. So we don't do in what we don't want out. Now, I've told you before that I used to work for a bank. Let's say garbage in, garbage out. Would you put a fake check in your bank account? You don't think so? I have argued with people. One man in particular, he got taken by one of those Nigerian scams, and he had a $35,000 check. And okay, I'm going to give you a little bit of banking hint on this. Should this come up, because some people still aren't aware of this. You might get a check. Let's say you get a call saying you won the Irish lottery, okay? And they're going to send you a check. Doesn't matter what the check is written out because forgery is so easy these days. But let's say you get a check. Sometimes it even says it's written on the Bank of Nigeria. But whatever bank it says from, whatever it is, $35,000, they tell you, no problem. What you do is you deposit the check, and you can wait, it takes 3 days to clear, wait the 3 days to clear, and then send us the $3,500, which is our finder's fee. Well and good, but that's not the way it works, you see. 3 days is just an amount of time that they take to register a check in and count it. But by the time it gets to that other bank and they find out it's a not good account, it's a scam, whatever, it takes about 2 weeks for it to come back to you, you see? So people they'll take this $35,000 check, they will put it in their account, they'll wait 3 days, which is a typical hold on all checks, like over $1,000, all banks will hold it to, then if bigger checks like 10 days, but anyway, even 10 days, that's not gonna come back for probably 2 weeks. So what happens is they cash the check, it becomes available. It becomes available in their account. That does not mean that check's gonna be bouncing. All it means is it is available for spending. So the people would send that $3,500 to the finder's fee, and then they go on a spending spree. And then the check comes back no good, and the money is removed from their account, which is probably not there anyway, which means they could wind up overdrawn $35,000. It happens all the time. Garbage in, garbage out. You put a garbage check in your account, you got garbage coming out of your account, and you're in debt for a long time. I had such a fight with a man one time on when I worked for the bank. I begged him, no, this is not a good check, this is not a good check. He wound up hanging up on me. I don't know what he did, but I sure hope he didn't wind up $35,000. Plus all the overdraft fees and everything. It's a very horrible thing to have happen. Well, same thing happens if you write a check before your money's in the bank. A lot of times people do that. They'll write that check and they'll send it out, and if anything happens that their deposit does not come in on time, they're going to be paying overdraft fees. Garbage in, garbage out. Let's say you're in a relationship. See, when I was a kid, honest, I don't know if I said yesterday would have been my parents' 80th anniversary. They had 60 years together. I think my dad died in February before their May 60th anniversary. And but anyway, this was 80 years they were married, and though they had a wonderful marriage. They not only loved each other, they liked each other, they were friends. Did they fight? They squabbled probably more than fought. They laughed a lot, and my mom was a little overbearing, but my dad, my mom Virgo, my dad Pisces, so they got along quite well. But the only thing wrong with their marriage for me is that they made it look too easy. They did. I had no idea that it was so hard to have a marriage. See, they had something good going into it. And I thought, they made it look so easy, I thought anybody could have the same thing. Now, is that garbage in, garbage out? In a way it is, because it, for me, was illusion in, illusion out. The illusions are illusions. They are not real. So you have to be very careful what romantic illusions you buy into. Or buying into a business with someone. If you go into business with someone, you better make sure you know who you're going into business with. How about in this COVID experience we're having. If you keep looking at the bad news, at the horrible things, it's not that, I've said it over and over, it's not that you want to be ignorant. As a matter of fact, I encourage you from the bottom of my heart to be wise, to be informed with good information. What kind of information are you bringing in? What is the source of that information? Because if you're taking garbage in, that could be very hurtful to you. I am smart enough to know that I wear this mask to protect me and to protect others. And it's what I do as an act of love. You know what? Even if I'm not guaranteed 100% that it's going to keep me from getting sick, I'm going to wear it because it's the best shot I got. It's something I know. You get into a car and you don't put your seatbelt on, you got a much bigger chance of getting killed or injured than you do if you get in your car and you have your seatbelt on. Yes, there have been people who got trapped in their car by their seatbelt. I was one of them. It was in an accident I had in Indiana, maybe, I don't know, going on 30 years ago. And I was hit in the driver's side, and the car bent like a fortune cookie. And the guy who hit me got out of his truck, and he ran over and he cut the seatbelt and got me out because my car door was not opening. And yet, if the car had burst into flames, well, there I would have been. But I did get out. Your best chance is with a seatbelt. Your best chance right now is self-isolation, social distancing, and wearing your mask and washing your hands and keeping your grubby paws off your face. It's my hardest part. Garbage in, garbage out. What are you taking in? Think about that every day. What are you taking into your mind? What are you taking into your body? What are you putting in your bank account? What are you putting in your car? What are you putting in your computer? What are you searching for on your computer? Garbage in, garbage out. Good in, good out. I encourage you today to keep bringing the good in, bring in a good attitude, talk to positive people, watch positive television, listen to positive music. They are going to bless you in the end. Be thou inspired. And I pray that for you today. And I bless you and hope you have a bright, beautiful, better than average day. Do keep us in your prayers for a happy and safe Memorial Day weekend here at the campground. And know that I behold the divinity in you. God bless you. Have a good day. Bye-bye.